Grania, why did you come to this demonstration today?
I really would like President Biden to know that I'm very upset with the way he's handling the crisis in Gaza and Palestine. And I think he needs to know that. I don't feel like I'm being represented by the president that I voted for. So I want to be out here. This is my community. I live in the river towns. And I want him to know that, there are many of us that are really upset with the way he's handling things. And I'm a Palestinian, so I don't think you need to be Palestinian to feel this way. But I think even more so, I'm feeling it very strongly that there's a double standard, there's hypocrisy. As a country, we stand for human rights, for equality, and I don't think that President Biden is really holding true to what we believe as Americans. So that's why I'm here.
He claims he's trying to moderate the Israelis in their warfare. What do you think of that?
Well, I think what we've been seeing is a lot of rhetoric, a lot of talk, and then the action is pretty much the polar opposite of what we're hearing. So we're no longer, we don't believe what we hear. We want to see action, and action just means no more money, no more weapons, no more funding a war, a genocide. Whether you want to call it a plausible genocide, it doesn't matter. We know that children, women, innocent people are dying. We're seeing the footage. It's being live streamed it's being streamed in live. We all see it. We know what's happening. So that needs to stop.
So what will be happening today, to your knowledge?
For us, we're a group of diverse people from all different backgrounds, Jewish people, Palestinians in the community, Palestinian Americans, but basically we're just locals. We've all gotten together and we're just going to be walking up to Broadway, and we just want to be heard. We hope we'll see President Biden. We hope we'll be able to give him the message that we don't agree, we don't like what we see, and we want him to represent us. Most of us would have liked to, we're registered Democrats, we would want to vote for Biden, but this is, probably going to make it very difficult for many of us to do so.
You just mentioned that some of the people here are Jews, and the common slander is that these protests are all anti-Semitic. What would you say to that?
I would say that's just beyond ridiculous. The most active people in our organization are Jewish Voice for Peace, other organizations. There's absolutely no anti-Semitism here. We're of all faiths and all backgrounds, and my friend, these are my friends, Jewish, non-Jewish, so no truth whatsoever.
Sultana, what are some of the things that most anguish you about the situation?
The thing that anguishes me, the thing that I find just abominable and incomprehensible is what's happening to the children of Gaza. What has been happening to Palestinian children for a long time, and what is culminating in a genocide that is being perpetrated on the kids. I saw a video earlier today of a girl who was experiencing what I can only call a seizure, just from the repeated terror bombs, the zananas, the constant drones, but just the bombing that is shaken children to their core and is prohibiting them from having any semblance of a normal, beautiful, joyful life, which is what every child on this earth deserves.
And all the schools have been made inoperable, what I understand.
And there's blessed humanitarian aid workers that are trying to create joy clinics and things like that. But as an educator, I just, how many children, Genocide Joe is directly responsible for what is happening to Gaza's children. The number of children who've been killed, the number of children who are orphaned, the number of children who now no longer have limbs, the baby S, who the children who are surviving don't even have any living family members with them anymore. Baby S is the same age as my youngest, and had to have like reconstructive surgery to like repair his face. Lost his right arm, then his left, parts of his tongue. Thank God he was evacuated to Egypt, but there are so many more like him, and we don't even know their first initials of their names.
You mentioned you're an educator yourself?
I am, yeah.
A teacher or something?
I now am sort of a consultant in education, but yeah, former teacher and principal, and I worked with elementary school age children, so when explicit harm is being done to children, I just think we can't stand for it.
Why did you come today to this demonstration?
I came today because I am so upset about genocide that's happening in Gaza. And in 2009, I went to Gaza after their first major Israeli attack called Operation Cast Lead, and I saw the devastation then. And since then, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Now, this is like the abomination. It couldn't be worse than it is right now.
So you were there. Did you go by yourself or with a group of
No, I
people?
went with a delegation from Westchester County.
Uh-huh.
We were part of Code Pink. There was another Code Pink organization there, group also there.
Yes. What did you see then? What were some of the things that most remain in your memory?
Saw that the people, their houses were demolished, their schools were demolished, the same things we see on the news, not to the same extent, but horrible in more localized areas. People were so concerned about the mental health of their children because their children lived through 22 days of bombing, and then they came on the ground and took over their houses, and they were shooting at people from their houses. And a really important thing, I think, we went to one house in the north, and it wasn't destroyed, but it was all burnt, all black inside. And so we talked to the people there, and they told us that they put graffiti and they put feces on the walls in their homes, and graffiti, next time you'll be all dead, this is for voting for Hamas. And one of them wrote in Arabic, I'm so sorry. That's a Jewish soldier wrote that. So I think a lot of these young Jewish soldiers, when they actually do what they do, really suffer because of it.
Yeah, some have
Conscience.
and have talked about it, but all too few. So you've been demonstrating for quite a while on this issue.
I have, yes. Ever since, really. But now it's just unbelievable what's happening. And we're really, really so disappointed in President Biden that he's, he's saying, don't be so cruel to the people, and then gives them $17 billion more in military aid, and on top of all the other military aid that we've given them. So it's just diabolical with our leaders. Even with the students at Columbia and all the Harvard and Yale, their presidents are having them arrested. In most cases, they're supporting it because they're beholden to their funders, just like our political leaders are beholden to the people who fund them. And I heard recently that Biden's largest funder was AIPAC, the Jewish lobby, the American Jewish lobby.
Or the Zionist lobby.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of Jews who are opposed to AIPAC.
So I'm part of Jewish Voice for Peace. I'm a Catholic sister, but I work with Jewish Voice for Peace because they're the people who have taken the strongest actions, and I want to be with them.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.